Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today the first scheduling algorithm that we're going to discuss is FCFS, that is first come first serve scheduling algorithm. It's as simple as its name. So as soon as a particular process arrives, we allocate it to the CPU, and when it completes we allocate the next one. So let's see how it is done. So let's say this is time 0. So P0 comes at 0, so we allocate it, and then its burst time is 2, so it takes 2 units of time, so it completes at 2. Then we allocate P1, its burst time is 6, so it takes 8 units of time, so it completes at 8 unit. Then P2, that takes 4, so we'll have P2 that completes at 12. Then after that P3 comes, and P3 takes 9 units of time, so P3 it goes till 21, and then finally P4 that takes 12 units of time, so that means it completes at 33. So this is how first come first serve scheduling algorithm works. Now let's discuss the various different times that it gets. Like, let's first discuss the completion time. So we can see that P0 completes at 2, P1 completes at 8, P2 completes at 12, P3 completes at 21, and finally P4 completes at 33. Now let's discuss about turnaround time. So now, as we know that the turnaround time is basically the difference between the completion time and arrival time, so we can calculate it from here. 2, then 8 minus 1, 7, then 10, 18 and 29. Then waiting time, we know the formula for this as well, that it's turnaround time minus burst time. So we have 0, then we have 1, then we have 6, 9 and 17. Now let's talk about the average waiting time and average turnaround time. So what is the average waiting time? So it would be the sum of all these waiting times divided by 5. So that would come equals to 33 by 5. And let's also discuss the average turnaround time. So the average turnaround time would be equal to the sum of the turnaround times divided by 5. So that would come equal to 74 by 5. So that's the average turnaround time. Now let's discuss the facts about FCFS scheduling. So the basic 4 important points of FCFS are: firstly, that it's very simple and easy to implement; second, that it's non-preemptive; third is convoy effect. So let's discuss what is convoy effect. So basically, let's say that we had one CPU bound process and we had several IO bound process. So what we basically have is that when the CPU bound process comes, it utilizes a lot of time of the CPU, and then when the several IO processors come, they finish immediately. But then what happens is that all these IO processes queue up in the IO queue. So that's where it has a convoy sort of effect. So this is known as convoy effect. Now average waiting time. So average waiting time in FCFS scheduling is not so good, as we saw that the process has to wait until the earlier processes are completed. Even though it came early, it will have to wait a lot. So that's why we see that average waiting time is quite large for FCFS scheduling. And that's it for FCFS scheduling. We'll discuss other scheduling algorithms in the further videos.